Hey friends, it's me, Rhea Peterson. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all things kitchen. I have put together a number of my videos sharing with you meal planning, meal prepping for the family, kitchen restocks, restocking the pantry, and keeping the kitchen clean. Plus, I've also included one of my videos where I made 5 of my favorite crockpot meals, and coming into fall, you know that crockpot is going to be doing a lot more work. I am so glad you're here. If you're new here, my name's Rhea Peterson. I upload twice a week on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and I cover things like this and so much more, and I'm so glad you're here. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Let's get started. It's me, Rhea Peterson. Welcome back to my channel. Today is all things kitchen, meal planning, meal prep. It's happening. I went to the grocery store. I've got a grocery haul to share with you. I hit up Costco and my local grocery store, picked up stuff for the house, and I am just prepping things for the week. We are doing family meal planning, meal prep. We are making sure that the pantry is organized and cleaned up. I've got a little bit of restocking to do there, plus tidying up the fridge as we add in our meal prep. Just a lot to do in the kitchen. I realized I only have a couple of weeks until my kids are back in school, so I'm taking this time to kind of get back into the routine of all the meal prep and everything. I'm gonna show you my process, what I have been doing to try to help me kind of ease back into that and stay organized. And I'm really excited. We have a lot to do, a lot of things going on in the kitchen. I already have our breakfast muffins in the oven. It is a recipe that I just made, I think a week ago, and shared with you, so I will make sure I link that. They're zucchini banana chocolate chip muffins. They were a huge hit, so I figured make them again. Everybody really liked them. And we also need to get dinner in the crock pot. Tonight we are doing a Cafe Rio pulled pork, and then we'll use the leftovers throughout the week as well, in addition to the other things that I've planned. So we have a lot to do, not a lot of time. It's getting late in the day. I've been busy already, but I'm gonna make an iced coffee and we're gonna get started. The muffins are already in the oven. We're gonna get the pulled pork going. Get the produce washed, prep a few things to make the week easier. I'm doing the majority of the tedious things that I can make ahead of time today, so that throwing dinner together the rest of the week will be super easy. I'm really glad you're here. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can continue to hang out with me. It really helps my channel out when you're subscribed. But other than that, let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. Okay, just to kind of show you my process, I am a planner girly. I've done digital planners, but writing things down physically is really helpful, so I'm leaning into that again. We have my planner here. I really like this one because it has all of the weeks, but then there's also all the months as well. So this one's really handy. So I've got all of my appointments, everything listed in here. My kids are doing Lego camp. Alice has tap on Wednesdays. We've got dental appointments, all sorts of stuff going on. I even have like what I'm planning for my videos. So you might be getting a little of a sneaky peeky, I don't know. But today is Monday, so I am doing all of the meal prep, and this is all the stuff I want to get done today and what we're having for dinner, and then just a couple ideas for lunch and breakfast throughout the week. And then I just have all my dinners here listed on each day. This weekend, we'll either do leftover or eat out like one or the other on one of these days. So if we eat out on Saturday, we're doing leftovers on Sunday, and vice versa if it's the other way. But what I did before I added all of these was I sat down. I usually will peruse Pinterest and go through my freezer and my pantry. Some weeks are better than others, for sure. This week I was feeling very proactive, so I'm hoping to ride that momentum. But I planned out my breakfasts, my lunches, and then dinner ideas. I always leave room for leftovers. Also, I don't plan it so rigidly that if I'm really tired one night, we just end up doing frozen pizza or Dino Buddies or whatever. I definitely want to make sure that we can enjoy each other and that I don't get completely burnt out. And all of these things are recipes that Connor could also easily make. Like if I was really tired or something came up, he can easily throw these things together as well. So I just planned all of the meals, transferred them into my planner, and that is how I'm trying to make it work. I am very much a tangible, like I will remember where it is on the page. That's why I don't do a lot of digital books and stuff. I like to read the hard copy book because I will remember things a lot better. So I am playing to my skills, my ability to remember stuff, leaning into the planner and the paper and calling it good. All right, we restocked on the kids' snacks. Connor grabbed these. They look pretty good. I love buffalo style anything, so I'm pretty excited about it. 10 grams of protein. Looks like serving sizes 20 chips. You are getting 10 grams of fat, 8 grams of carbs. It's not terrible macros. I would love the fat content to be just a little bit lower, but especially given the long distances Connor especially has been running, the fat actually will really help with satiety and being able to stay on your feet. And then he picked these out. I've had these before years ago and they were pretty good. It'll be interesting if they still taste how I remember them, but not bad. Getting 21 grams of protein and they're gluten-free, which is nice. All of our fresh veg, we needed more greens. We go through lots of carrots. It's one of the few vegetables my kids will eat regularly. And I was feeling baked potatoes. I craved these when I was pregnant, especially I had really bad morning sickness and one of the few things I could hold down was baked potatoes. And I thought I'd never want them again, but I was craving them. So we grabbed some russets. And then I'm also gonna roast up sweet potatoes for some meals, English cucumbers. I'm gonna do a deconstructed California roll bowl. And so I did get the imitation crab, and these English cucumbers and avocado will also play into that. This was another grab of Connor's. It's a lot of protein, 70 grams of protein in this whole package, and it's definitely, that's one thing about tofu. It's got a really good amount of protein in it, and I love having a meatless option. So we're gonna try to work that in this week. And then just all of our dairy, and then just the regular restock. I actually grabbed 4 of these. They were on sale. We've been going through a lot of ketchup lately. Some honey, and I needed to refill my garlic powder. And then our dairy. I really love this Greek yogurt. It's really good. And it also has good macros. You are getting 0 fat, 18 grams of protein for less than a cup. It's 3/4 cup is a serving, so that's really good. Protein-wise, got some yogurts for the kids, and then I just got this reduced fat. I'm gonna make a cilantro lime dressing. We're gonna do some Cafe Rio pulled pork burritos this week as well. And so I was gonna make a dressing using these 2 things. And then we got the Fairlife. These are hard to come by. It's either this or the Core Power. We usually have to alternate because they don't always have the Fairlife, but we like this one because it has more protein in it. And Connor was really excited. He actually grabbed 2 of these because these ones are his favorite. So that is everything. That is the haul. We'll have to get it all put away, but overall this is more of like a typical grocery haul for us, as opposed to the big, huge restocks, which is nice. It's a lot less overwhelming. So I hope you're still with me. That was a lot, but now that we've gotten that all out of the way, we are gonna jump in and make our pulled pork. We're gonna do a little ASMR action. It ended up so good. I will link all of the recipes that I can in the description box. It was well worth taking the time to get all of this stuff prepped because dinners were so easy throughout the week. Okay, here are our ingredients for the pulled pork. I am going very rogue from the recipe that I'm basing it off of. We're just kind of winging it, but we had this in the freezer. It's been thawing in the fridge for a few days. I need to use it up. And then I just have my seasonings. We're gonna go with the Dr. Pepper, garlic, and some sugar, and call it good. So I'm gonna get that in really quick so it can be ready for dinner time. That's it. I think I might have a... Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull all of the produce that needs washing, get that in the sink and soaking, and then I'm gonna wipe out the fridge and just kind of organize it. Everything in there is like fine. It's just a matter of like, it's all cluttered and disorganized. So I wanna get that all fixed up, get a few things in proper containers so that it's better, and then we're gonna make some dressings, do a couple other stuff. I'll check in with you. But first thing, produce. Next thing, cleaning out the fridge real quick. Okay. Well, Alice is such a good helper. She was so helpful with all of the produce. She was very excited, but it was really important for me to get all of this prepped, especially making sure that like dinners were really easy for us as a family. We try to lean as much as we can into fresh produce, and I will often buy it. Like the apples and the strawberries had been in there and I really needed to get them washed and ready to go. But if I don't have it prepped, it's that much harder. It's not ready to grab. It's less likely to make it into the kids' lunches because my kids are really good about being independent and making their lunches and making sure that they have like a fruit or a vegetable to go with it, because we really emphasized making sure that you have something from the earth, something fresh, along with whatever else your main course might be. So that was really important. Plus, I'm training for a marathon, and this has been a hard running season for me. It's been really hard for me to get my head in the game. Last year I got sick right before my marathon. I wasn't able to do it, and I'm still a little bitter about it, I guess. And it's just been really hard. But I am always really uplifted by your comments. You guys are just always really, really nice. And I actually got to meet one of you at Run Club, Christine. Hello. She's one of our friends here that hangs out with us, and she was at Run Club and I got to run with her. She was so nice. I am so happy to call her a friend now. And it was just wonderful to actually get to meet somebody that's always so kind to me in the comments. So I really appreciate you, Christine. Hey girl. But it was just the best thing. And it's also kind of helped get me in gear, helped me feel a little bit more excited about my marathon, about running, knowing that, I've got people that are, cheering me on, and I want to cheer all of you on too in your endeavors. So leave a comment if you've got anything going on. Let me know. I want to cheer you on. But otherwise, just focusing on the family meals, getting dinner prep to make life easier, especially at the end of the day when I'm tired, is such a game changer. Making sure food is easily there to get, and focusing on lots of protein for recovery, and just kind of teaching my kids that balance. All of these meals were meals that easily any of the kids could put together if needed, aside from like any cooking on the stove, things like that, but just stuff that they would like that's high protein. Protein is so key in recovery, especially if you're trying to lose weight or gain muscle mass. Protein plays such a huge part in that. So wanting to make sure that we have a variety of that, plus a variety of fruit and vegetables for everybody to choose from, just to make it a nice balanced meal, because that's what we really focus on here, is just making sure we balance everything out. There's no bad food. It's just making sure that you've got everything in balance so that you're getting good nutrients and also being able to enjoy your meals. Okay, fridge is wiped out, produce is drying. I am just going to prep my strawberries and my cucumbers because those are gonna need to go in a couple of meals. So we're gonna do that really quick, and then we'll work on our dressings and then probably restock. Strawberries are always a big deal in my house. We go through them very quickly, and the season is sadly kind of coming to an end, I feel. So these ones definitely were not going to last that long. So I made a point of just cutting them up to make it go faster, and kept them in glass to get them to last as long as I could. They're already gone. My kids went nuts for them, but this batch was really good. Alice helped me slice some. It was very cute. But I just like putting them in this glass jar, keep them in the fridge. They'll keep a little bit longer. This cucumber was a big player in the California roll bowls that I made, and I will show you. They turned out so good. And I'm just going to show you right now. These were the ingredients. I made a sriracha yogurt dressing in a small batch. I was going to make a big one, but I opted to just do it the day of. And this furikake, it's a Japanese seasoning. It has seaweed in it and stuff. I opted for that instead of the big pieces of seaweed. An imitation crab. So it's steamed rice, avocado, lots of cucumber and the crab. And then I just mixed Greek yogurt with sriracha just to make it extra spicy and delicious. But I knew I wouldn't need a lot of that dressing, so I opted to not pre-make it. But that one was a really, really easy dinner. It made a really good lunch too. But I needed lots of cucumber for that. Plus, cucumbers are one of my kids' favorites. So once I finished up chopping up all the cucumber for our delicious California roll bowls, I moved on to the cilantro lime ranch dressing. This is one of my favorites too. I've made it on the channel before. I'll link the recipe, but I'm just using the rest of a jalapeno. I'm going to use my tiny little chopper to mix it all up, but I just measure with my heart. It's Greek yogurt, a little bit of mayo, lime juice, jalapeno, and then ranch seasoning and some cilantro. It is so good. It's so easy. You can really customize it to however you want it to taste. I love it. Okay, we've made a detour into the pantry. I decided to only make the one dressing, which was a big time saver. I don't want to waste any food, so it's smarter just to make the one I knew I was going to need a good amount of. But the snacks need to be restocked. We still have all of our stuff that we got at the grocery store needs to be put away. The pantry's not bad since the last big reset that I did. I just need to kind of put some straggler stuff away and mostly just get the snacks put away. So I'm gonna do that and then get some eggs hard boiling while we put together the jar salads, and then we're about done. Just wipe the counters off and then I will show you dinner and we'll be done. Just kidding, I opted to just make the hard-boiled eggs. Thankfully, I turned my camera on. I wanted the eggs so that I didn't have to cook them in the morning. I go through phases where I really am into scrambled eggs and other times where I'm into hard-boiled, and I'm really glad that I was into the hard-boiled eggs right now because it saves so much time in the morning for breakfast for me, and I don't produce another dish, which is nice. But we're gonna get everything restocked. I'm gonna show you the hamburger bowls that we made for dinner in a minute once we're done getting everything restocked. But this one was quick. I just stayed on top of it. I didn't let the pantry get really bad, which was also really, really helpful because we all know sometimes Rhea lets it get real bad in there. that is the pantry done. It is so much better. It's really nice to just get it all organized, and I am really glad I didn't let it get real bad. But here is our hamburger bowls. A lot of it is just the produce that we prepped. I've got some avocado, I chopped up some tomatoes, plus we have greens and the cucumbers. I cooked up some ground beef that we had, and you just kind of make a salad, but it's a burger bowl. So I've got all of that in there. We added some bacon, so they were bacon burger bowls. This one's really high protein, but it's also low calorie because it's on greens and you don't have the buns. But speaking of greens, I did prep that kale for our salad, and I wanted to just show you really quick how I did that. I've done it on the channel here before, but I just chop all of my kale up into bite-sized pieces. I devein it, everything like that. And then I stick it in a bowl and I massage it with a little bit of olive oil and some salt. And when you do that, it helps kind of break everything down and you're able to get more nutrients out of it. It's more digestible and it just helps aid in that so that you're getting all of the micronutrients from those greens. The darker the greens or the more vibrant colored the fruit or vegetable is, the more like antioxidants you're going to get. And the darker the greens, the more magnesium you're going to get, which is really beneficial for your body. I absolutely love kale. So I'm just going to let that sit and we're going to prep our salads. These salads were so good. Okay, here are all our ingredients for our jar salad. We've got our kale that's been chilling out, craisins. I'm gonna chop up just a little bit of almond, an apple. I called for bacon bits, but I just opted to get this instead, in all honesty, because I couldn't find the bacon bits in the grocery store. They changed everything around in my store and I got frazzled, and this will be great because I can also use it for the baked potatoes as well, and then whatever we have left we can have for breakfasts. So maybe I'm a genius, or you guys are just laughing because I couldn't find the bacon bits in the store, but here we are. And then just the ingredients for our dressing. So I'm gonna just get this apple chopped up. We'll microwave our bacon, chop up our apples, and then just put everything in the jars. Well, I ended up with the surplus of dressing, which wasn't the worst thing in the world because we do have all of the spinach and everything in the fridge, so I can easily make a salad and have it with that. But here is our jar salad. This is a couple of days later. I just poured it out on the plate, added some crumbled feta. This one turned out really good. It was kind of giving a fall vibe, which was fitting considering I'm trying to get back in the swing of things with back to school coming. But this salad was really filling, really delicious. Definitely gonna make that one again. And here's our fridge with all of our produce all prepped and ready to go, and our salads and dressings. It was so nice to just get that all taken care of. Okay, so our salads are done. Our crockpot meal is still going, but like all of the prep for the rest of the week is done. So what I'm going to do is we've got some dishes to load into the dishwasher, wipe the counters off, maybe sweep up the floor a little bit. My Dyson is still on the fritz, but we've got some parts on the way. We should be able to fix it. So I've got to do it old school and sweep the floors. And then we'll call it good. I will show you the dinner and everything like that at the end, but we're almost done. It has been very productive. Dishes are done. I am glad I didn't put that off. It would have been brutal after dinner. I'm just getting the muffins put away. These are those zucchini banana ones, the ones that my kids are obsessed with. And I wasn't able to fit them all, so I got to put a couple in the refrigerator, perhaps somewhere they wouldn't be found. So there's a chance that I might actually get to eat one. Shh, don't tell my kids. But I'm gonna just keep getting everything wiped down, get the floors swept. It felt really good to also just have dinner going so that I didn't have to think. See, did you see Alice there? She was already asking for a muffin. They already were coming for them because they love them so much. I will make sure that recipe's in there. They're really, really good, but we're almost done. Okay, before I finish sweeping, as promised, like 7,000 times, here is the pulled pork. Even though I was winging it, it turned out really, really good. It's a good balance of sweet and spicy. And we've got that cilantro lime ranch in there, pickled onion, which is one of my favorites, and the avocado. These turned out so good. And you just kind of make a burrito or whatever you want. You can make a salad. They were so good. We had lots of leftovers. It was the gift that kept on giving. But that is everything that I have for you. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We can continue hanging out. I so appreciate you. I hope you are doing well, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have some of the 5 best ever crockpot recipes that I have made, and I'm going to share them with you, and I'm so excited. I am going to do 4 dinners and then 1 dessert, because what is better than dessert? If you're new here, my name is Rhea Peterson. I upload multiple times a week covering things like cleaning and organization, motivation, and mom life, but I also love talking about food. I am a certified personal trainer. Nutrition is a big thing for me. I love to share the recipes that I find with you, not necessarily light or deemed healthy, but just fun, balanced meals that I like to share with my family. If you want to see more recipes, meal prep, or cleaning and organization, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and let's get started. Here are our ingredients. Pasta, I've got some onion and garlic. This one calls for coconut milk. Got that. Some sun-dried tomatoes. I'm getting kind of low, but I should have enough for this one. Italian seasoning, salt and pepper. And then this stuff over here, it called for 19-ounce cans of white beans, but my store only had 15-ounce cans, or 15 and a half, so I'll make it work. Diced tomatoes, vegetable stock. I don't have that, but I have this Better Than Bouillon vegetable base. I really like this stuff. It keeps forever in the fridge and lasts forever as well. You just do a teaspoon for every cup of water. And then chopped spinach. I should have just enough here. This should be quick to throw together. All we have to do is chop up the onion, get the garlic going, and then we can put everything into our crock pot. These recipes have very minimal prep, but it's usually things like chopping onion, maybe sauteing a little bit beforehand. This chopper has helped save so much time, and I really like using it. But for this one, you just need to saute the onion for a little bit to kind of soften it, and then you're going to move on to the blender to make the sauce. For the blender, you're going to add your coconut milk, garlic, sun-dried tomatoes, the Italian seasoning, and salt, and then you're just going to blend that together until it is nice and smooth. Once that is all done and your onions are nice and tender, you add it all into the crock pot. I'm adding my Better Than Bouillon. This calls for 3 cups of vegetable broth, so I am just doing 3 teaspoons of the Better Than Bouillon, and then I will add in the 3 cups of water once I get all the other ingredients in. You definitely need a 4-year-old to come and help you mix it in. That is a very important step. Alice heard the blender and had to join me. She's such a good helper. This is one you could definitely add like a chicken breast to, or even canned chicken. If you wanted to add a meat, the beans and the noodles are very hearty. I love having lots of meatless options during the week, and this one is a really good one for that, and my kids really enjoyed it. But once it cooks for a while, the last hour, you add in a cup or so of your noodles. I'm using gluten-free pasta, and gluten-free pasta does break down a little bit more than a regular wheat pasta would, so the noodles will kind of fall apart. so it doesn't look as pretty in the end for me, but it still tastes really, really good. But that is going to sit and soften and cook for an hour, and then there you go with the noodles all done. They look pretty now, but the more you stir it, they break down a little bit. But now I'm going to add in the spinach. I could chop it, but I didn't want to dirty up anything, so I'm just tearing it. It's going to soften and break down anyways. It doesn't need to be in super tiny pieces. Once it was all ready to go, we just served ours with a little bit of toast. You could make rolls, have salad, whatever you like to have with soups. But it was really good, and my house smelled amazing. My kids liked it. This is a good one for like a chilly fall evening for sure. Here are our ingredients. This one's really, really easy. I just am using half of one of the big things of tortellini you get at Costco, cream cheese, chicken stock, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder, cheese. I have this bag of already shredded cheese that I need to use, so I'm just going to use this, and then spinach. I'm very low on spinach, but I'm going to make it work with what I have. Very quick and easy to put together. This one is a like full-on dump and go meal that doesn't require really any prep at all, no chopping or anything, and it's a good one if you like forget to start your crock pot or you need a more last minute type meal. This one only needs to cook for about 2.5 hours start to finish, so you get all of the ingredients into the crock pot and then you just set it and walk away. You have to stir it a little bit, but other than that, it's a really, really easy and quick one. And this one by far was my kids' favorite. There it is. It was so good. I ended up just roasting up some veggies that I had to have as a side. I grew up, my dad always made sure that there was a vegetable on the side, so it's like ingrained in me. But this one was really good. It was very hearty and delicious. Did not take a lot of prep or anything. So good. Here are our ingredients. We have some frozen spinach that needs to be thawed and drained. We've got our cheese, mozzarella and ricotta, lasagna noodles. For our produce, carrots, onion. It calls for a cup of onion. I already have this diced, so I'm just going to use this red onion. And then baby bella mushrooms. And then we just have Italian seasoning, tomato sauce, and marinara. We have to cook the we have to cook the mushrooms up a little bit and chop up some of the carrots, but otherwise this one should be pretty quick to throw together, and it does not take very long to cook in the crock pot. This one you start off by turning your crock pot onto high and putting 2/3 cup of the marinara sauce into it so it can warm up. This one doesn't cook as long as like a soup would. It's very similar to the tortellini. It doesn't need as long to cook. I really, really liked this one. This one actually might have been one of my favorites that I made. These are all so, so good, but I did really like this one. You could very easily sub the mushrooms with like ground beef or something like that. I don't digest beef very well. It makes my stomach kind of hurt. So I like to do the mushrooms, and I've said before, I love to have meatless options in the house. We usually only have like pork or chicken. but you just get your mushrooms in there. You don't need oil or anything. They are going to soften and the water is going to come out of the mushrooms. So you want to kind of cook that down, let the water boil off. And while the mushrooms are breaking down, you move on to your carrots. I only had baby carrots, so this was a little bit more tedious, but the chopper definitely made it so much faster than it would have been had I needed to do all of it by hand. So I'm getting my carrots into the chopper. I just kind of cut them in half to make it a little easier, but I'm gonna get all of those chopped up to add into the mushrooms once they cook down a bit more. I wised up and put my apron on. I was wearing a white shirt. Ugh. But once the vegetables are all tender, you're gonna add in your tomato sauce and then the marinara and mix that all together, kind of let it simmer for a minute or so, and then turn it off and set it aside so that you can mix your cheese mixture. Cheese mixture is just your ricotta, mozzarella, Italian seasoning, and then I'm going to mix in the spinach that I did thaw and I squeezed out all of the moisture. Get that in there, mix it all up, and then you will be able to start layering your lasagna. So for this one, you do about 3 noodles on the bottom, breaking them in half if you need to get them to fit. It doesn't need to be perfect. And you might think it's weird that I'm using glutinous lasagna noodles when I used gluten-free. I have a mild sensitivity, so I can get away with some gluten, and I couldn't find gluten-free ones, so I'm gonna risk it. But I divided my cheese mixture into 3. I just kind of made a little peace sign in the bowl, and you're going to spread that over the noodle, add about a cup or so of sauce, and then more noodles, and then just do that a couple of times until you get to the top, and you can add your cheese. This one took less time to cook in the crock pot than the tortellini, but it did have a little bit more prep work, so it kind of balances out. But look at that. It was so delicious. I loved this one. Connor brought home some garlic bread on his way home from work, so we warmed that up and put that on the side and then sat down to dinner. I got Connor trying it, but my kids had something more important going on at the time. Here are our ingredients: diced tomatoes and red kidney beans, chili powder, cumin, salt and pepper, green lentils, our produce, yellow onion, sweet potato, and garlic, and sweet corn is what I have. It just says a cup of frozen corn, and I get this at Costco. And then it calls for vegetable stock. I'm going to use the Better Than Bouillon again. You could easily make this with meat by adding like ground beef instead of the green lentils and doing like a beef broth, but we're gonna go with lentils. All I have to do is chop up my produce really quick. Just needs to be a rough chop, and then get it all in the crock pot. So it's kind of like a dump and go. So aside from some chopping, you can just put everything into the crock pot. You don't have to like pre-cook anything, which is nice. And I am using my hand instead of my chopper this time, just because it was more of a rough chop. Things could be bigger. I didn't need to use the chopper for it. So I'm just gonna cut up my onion, get my sweet potato peeled and chopped, and then dice up some garlic and put it all into the crock pot. Now that the garlic is in there, I'm adding in all of the beans and lentils and tomatoes and all of the seasonings. I really liked this one. I love lentils. They're a great source of protein and fiber, and I had already had kind of a heavy gluten week. I needed a reprieve, and this one was really, really good. Lentils are such a nutritious addition to your diet. They have lots of micronutrients and macronutrients. They're just really, really good for you, and they come in all different varieties depending on the texture that you want, the flavor that you want. Some have more of like a nutty flavor, others are more mild. Lentils are a really, really great food to have in your pantry. They keep forever too. But now that everything is in there, I've got it all mixed and I'm gonna let it cook for the day. My house is gonna smell amazing. This one is so good. You can definitely have fun with your toppings on this one. I added cheese and cilantro with some avocado, and then I just squeezed some lime juice on it. It was so good. I paired it with some corn chips. I've put some like Mexican crema on it before, or sour cream. This one is delicious, and there's so many fun ways that you can kind of dress it up once it's done. Here are our ingredients. It is just Jell-O mix. I'm doing a gluten-free spice cake. It calls for milk, but I'm going to use almond milk, pumpkin puree, and butter. But this one's really fast to come together. Well, I felt weird not doing dessert. I love dessert, and a crockpot dessert seemed very fitting. So I am mixing all of my ingredients in. I would suggest with this one, mix it in a bowl, not in the parchment paper. The recipe suggests doing it just in the crock pot, and I'm sure it was just to save dishes, but this was kind of fiddly and frustrating. So I would do it in a bowl instead of mixing it in the crock pot. But otherwise, this one is really easy to put together, and it was delicious. We had a lot of leftovers just from having a heavy crockpot week while I was putting this together, so I felt that this was a good final one to do, and it did not disappoint. You saw all of our leftovers from the week, but here is our cake. It was done. It was so good. My kids were very excited. We had some Tillamook vanilla bean ice cream with it. I am in Oregon, it has to be Tillamook, but I dished it up, put the ice cream on top, put a little bit of caramel drizzle on it. This one was perfection. Okay friends, that is everything that I have for you. I hope that these crockpot meals gave you some ideas. I love sharing this kind of stuff with you. These were so easy and quick to put together and delicious. I appreciate your time. Let me know in the comments if you try any of these or what some of your favorite crockpot meals are. I am excited to continue to share these with you through the season, so make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey friends, it's me, Rhea Peterson. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing all things kitchen again. I have got a lot to do to prepare for back to school, and plus we're just a family of 5. So there's usually a good amount of sorting, cleaning, eating that happens in the house, and so that's what's happening today. I am going to be restocking and tidying up the pantry, getting that all ready for back to school. The fridge as well is getting pretty messy, and I do have some meal prep that I want to do, kind of walk you through what we're doing for the week for meals. We're kind of busy. I've got a lot going on, so I'm keeping it really easy, and I'm just gonna share with you how I'm gonna do that. A lot of rotisserie chicken is involved. I didn't really wanna bother with using the crock pot or anything, so I made it really easy this time around. Got some rotisserie chickens, along with, I'll show you all my other groceries. I did a big Costco run. We usually have a pretty big one once a month, and that came around this time, so I'll get to share that with you. And I'll just kind of share with you my process, some tips and tricks that have worked for us. I am currently training for a marathon, and I also have another race coming up very soon called Hood to Coast, and it's a relay race, and it takes around like 24 to 36 hours depending on your team. And it's one of my favorite races. I've done a video on it before, I'll link it, but protein is key when you're exercising, especially when you're running and not sleeping. So I've got some really high protein meals that I want to share with you this time around. It's very niche doing a relay race and talking about it, so I get that it's probably beyond a lot of people, but it is very much in the forefront of my brain, and I know that some of you are runners and maybe would gain a little bit from there, or you can leave comments and help me know more. So that's the plan. I am going to make a coffee because we do have a lot to do today. It's little things, just little meal preps, things like that to make dinner easier. I'll share with you those dinners throughout the week. But otherwise, it's just getting breakfasts pre-made. I'm gonna pre-make some lunch stuff for back to school that can go in the freezer, have it squared away so I'm not scrambling to do it right before school starts. And then just the normal getting things ready to make like dinner as easy as possible. I'm gonna make my coffee. I'm gonna pull all the produce out, get that soaking in the sink, get it washed, and we are gonna make some breakfast muffins. First, for the kids, we're going with pumpkin because I don't care what the calendar says, it's fall in my heart right now. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I would really love for you to continue to hang out with me. It really helps my channel get out there, and I would just so appreciate it. Let's get started. Okay, here is the haul. This was a big one. Once a month, we always have just a massive one to restock just about everything. So we needed more milk, and these are Connor's favorite cold brews. Lots of snacks and protein bars, especially going into this school year. I wanted to just make sure that was all taken care of. These Perfect bars were on sale. And so I grabbed a couple of these, and then these are really nice too. These ones don't have to be refrigerated, so they're really easy to throw into like a gym bag or your purse. And I'm not totally gluten-free, but my stomach does a little bit better if I keep gluten to a minimum. So I got some more almond crackers, and I already opened these on the drive home. These gluten-free ones are really, really good. And then just goldfish chips, pretzels, all the things. They like to make like an assortment in a bowl of this, and then like a fruit for a snack. I needed more avocado oil spray. I needed some marinara sauce. This one was actually on sale, and it was a really good deal, especially I normally get the Rouse, which is kind of expensive, and this was half the price. It was really nice. Lots of bread, the regular bread for the kids. I like to have gluten-free toast in the morning with my breakfast. The kids eat a lot of wraps, and then for our dinners this week, the pitas are going to come into play a couple of times. And then the croissants, I saw this thing called a crookie, where you take a croissant and you fill it with cookie dough and you bake it. And it's all I've been able to think about for like 2 weeks. And so I got these croissants, and I might do that. If not, the kids will eat them for breakfast anyways, but I need to do it. It's like when you get a song stuck in your head and the best thing to do is to just listen to the whole song. We need to make the whole thing. So that's happening. And then Cheerios. Underwhelming cereal, but it is the favorite in the house. I got some frozen broccoli. Makes a really quick and easy side. Lots of eggs. I have lots of uses that these will be for. We've been going through eggs a bit faster lately. And cottage cheese as well. We're going with the little cucumbers this time. Blueberries and grapes, just all the produce, bananas, maybe our last watermelon of the season. And I picked it this time. Connor has picked every single watermelon we've gotten over the season, and none of them have been bad. And I picked this one. And this might be our last one, either because I picked a bad one or it's just the last one we'll get before the season's over. And it will either end on a low or a high note, I guess. Oh boy. Lots of carrots. We go for tons of carrots. Turkey breast, like lunch meat, and then more Dino Buddies for the kids. And this is going to come into play for some of my lunches. And these actually look really, really good. So I'm excited to have those. I got 2 rotisserie chickens because I'm going to be doing a lot of chicken heavy meals this week. I just went for it and got 2 instead of cooking up a bunch of meat, just because the price never changes. It's a really good deal. And then not food, but it's that time of year, back to school, all the Ziplocs go on sale. So I restocked on those. We have to send a bunch to school. So we got those as well. But that is the haul. It's a big one. It's gonna take a minute to put it away, but I am definitely glad to have gotten that over with so that going back into school, I'm not in a rush to get everything all refilled. Okay, I've shown this before, but for those of you who are new, I am a planner girly. I love this planner. I got it at Target. I will link it. But one of my favorite things about it is that it has the big sections for each day, and then it also does like the whole month as well, so I can really keep track of everything. If I don't write it down, I'm less likely to remember it. But what I typically do is just kind of plan out the week, make sure I have all of our different appointments put in here so that I can plan dinner. And then I'll like look through my cookbooks, peruse Pinterest, check the freezer, see what I already have, and then kind of plan out different meals. Breakfast, I'll have lunch ideas, and then dinners. I got a bunch of rotisserie chicken, and that is like the main protein of all of our meals. And chicken's so versatile, even if I were to not want to make one of the dinners that I've already planned, it's chicken, so we can really change it up. Like we've got some gyros that we're gonna do with chicken. I've got pita pizzas, which I can add chicken to, chicken tacos with beans and rice or quinoa. And then I do have some frozen chicken tenders in the freezer that I was gonna do a salad with the air fryer, but if I don't wanna get the air fryer out and we have chicken left, I can just put chicken in there instead. And then I usually will put in a couple leftovers days. And then Hugo, he is my oldest. During the school year, I was really good about this, but over the summer, I've kind of dropped the ball. So now that we're getting close to back to school, I kind of want to work that in again. He is capable of making a number of things, especially for himself and his siblings. And so I try to always have a day available and give him the opportunity to help make dinner. So we've got him scheduled currently for Friday to do that, but it could also be in the weekend or any other time of the week. And then on the weekends, I usually will have not a lot of cooking. We're either gonna eat out or we're gonna have leftovers or something convenient like something frozen in the fridge. This is usually when we're trying to get the most stuff around the house done, mowing the lawn. My husband and I are also runners. I'm training for a marathon. I've got a lot of miles coming up on Sunday, so cooking, no thanks. I will do most of my planning on Sunday, get all this squared away to then get the shopping done, and we'll like maybe go do the shopping on the weekend, but I am not cooking on the weekend if I can avoid it. And actually oftentimes Connor is the one that makes dinner on the weekends. So if there's cooking, that is how I do it. And then I also got like what we're having for dinner board to hang in the pantry that I need to go hang up. And I'll show you that as well, just because the kids always ask, like, what are you having for dinner? And I can never remember off the top of my head. So we will write that down and they can see what it is. But that's how I plan everything out. I put my grocery lists in the notes app on my phone, and then Connor and I just add to it throughout the week. But yeah, that's what we do.
I was worried you blow my reputation, but I figured it's not on me. Yeah. The way you're making me shiver, your hands on myself, I keep pulling the trigger, right? Just wear a finger for people like them. Oh no. Well, darling, on my mind, I'm feeling so fly up in the zone now. I'm like a golden crown, whirling high up in the sky. Oh, it's the way you make me feel so good, right now. It's the way you make me feel so good. Oh. For people like them, oh no. Well, darling, on my mind, I'm feeling so fly up in the zone now. I'm like a golden crown, whirling high up in the sky. Oh, it's the way you make me feel so good.
Here are our ingredients for the muffins. They are pumpkin oatmeal chocolate chip muffins, and I'm not gonna lie, I picked it because it was pumpkin and chocolate, and I know my kids will like those, and I'm hoping it will be a vessel for them to eat oatmeal because they are not big fans of oatmeal. So we will see, fingers crossed. Send me all the good vibes. But it's just your basic ingredients: rolled oats, flour, and this one has molasses in it, which I'm very excited about, and then just all of your regular other ingredients. So I'm gonna throw these together really quickly. We've got the oven preheated, and this should come together really quickly. Well, making muffins for my kids has become kind of a regular thing in the house. It's one of the few foods that I can make ahead and freeze that the kids actually will eat, and it just makes life a lot easier. They're not huge cereal fans. They don't really like frozen waffles that much. It's just, there's a lot of limitation to what they will actually eat. They're not oatmeal people. So it's been tough to kind of find something that works for us, and muffins seem to do it. And so I've been trying different recipes so that we can kind of have a variety of things. And so far we found a few, and we are adding this one to the mix, hopefully.
Alice really likes them. The boys still aren't sure because of the oatmeal, but this recipe turned out really good. I love something that I can make ahead, like breakfast muffins, and have them in the freezer, especially with back to school.
Oh! Come on! Get out! Oh! Yeah! Do we still have no shells? That's a miracle. I shouldn't do that in the future. It says to bake for 7 minutes and then drop it down to 350. Good luck, muffins. Okay, so the muffins are almost done. I did remember to switch the temperature and add more time. Our produce is just out of the water. It is drying. So what we're gonna do next is get black beans and quinoa ready. I'm gonna do it Instapot style. I have two. Hi. I have two, which is really nice. So we're gonna throw those together, get those going in the Instant Pot, and then we're gonna clean out the fridge. Connor is great and usually finishes up a lot of the leftovers on fridge clean out day. So it's not as bad as I thought. He is amazing. But like the drawers are gross. Everything needs just to be organized, and we wanna get the produce back in the fridge. Alice is here hanging out. So we're gonna do that. Let's do black beans and quinoa. Oh, that smells so good. Oh, those smell really, really good. Here are ingredients for the black beans. I make these all the time. These are really good. It normally calls for a yellow onion, but I didn't have any, and I have a bunch of partially used red onions that I found in the fridge, or that I need to use up. So we're just gonna experiment and see how the red onion turns out. I think it'll be fine. But garlic, Worcestershire, bay leaf, which I really need to restock on, and cumin, and then you just got your black beans. It's really easy. And then for the quinoa, I'm gonna do it mostly with water, but I'm gonna add this Better Than Bouillon base to just kind of help flavor it. Quinoa is a complete protein, which is really nice. But if you were to make rice instead, fun fact, beans and rice are partial proteins on their own, but when you combine them, they make a complete protein. So if you're looking for better protein sources, pairing your beans with rice is a great way to do that. Or quinoa is a good option for a complete protein as well.
wanna fall in love like this, but I can't help to fall for you repeatedly. I don't wanna seem to shaky, oh no, like I'm sudden but I'm steady, oh no. And you tell me to move on, cause I deserve more, but still I wanna choose you, yeah. I'll choose. You know exactly how to look like this, holding in a bag full of goods and needs. I need a night like this, knowing it's your risk cause you're using it. You got all your secrets. I can see.
I have 2 Instant Pots. We got the big one because we knew we would have big kids. My husband is very tall, and so when we invested in one back when they were new, we got the big one. And then my sweet dad discovered the Instant Pot years later and insisted that we needed one, even though we already had one. But he got us a smaller one for Christmas, and so I got rid of my rice cooker, and we just have the 8-quart Instant Pot and the 6-quart. And it's actually really handy to have both of these around. I'm able to do a lot more quickly because I have a tendency of forgetting to start the crock pot, and the Instant Pot is so handy for that. But thanks, Dad. He actually saved the day. It's been really useful to have 2 of these. It's a weird thing to have multiples of, but I love having 2 Instant Pots.
Two. Oh, there's 3, Rhea. I don't know what this is. How long has this been in there?
Let me tell you this, let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss still burning. Didn't know I missed this passion in life. I'm addicted, so.
Well, clearly I need to stop buying the little cans of tomato paste and go back to getting the tubes. I used to get the tubes all of the time because I would get myself in this situation. But then I needed more tomato paste than the tubes could provide. Like I was going through them too fast. But clearly that doesn't matter. And I need to just go back to the tubes because I clearly needed tomato paste at least 3 times and opened 3 different cans. Oh, well, it's okay. I have a couple cans left. And then after that, just don't let me buy them anymore. Make sure I only get the tubes because you'll be there at the store with me when I think, oh, it's great. I'll just get the can. It'll be fine. I'll use it up. And that never happens. The cans just have slightly too much. You only need a couple tablespoons at a time. A little goes a long way. But anyways, that was a really long thing about tomato paste. I'm sorry for those of you who thought that that was very wasteful. I agree. Very wasteful. One thing that doesn't go to waste though is eggs and this rotisserie chicken, which we're going to chat about. That rotisserie chicken, that was the base protein for all of our dinners. And we did pita pizzas, which turned out really great. I was able to do like pepperoni ones for the kids, but I love a barbecue chicken pizza. And I made this, I just mixed a little bit of barbecue sauce with tomato, like marinara. We had grapes and tiny cucumbers with feta. And then I just put some of the chopped up vegetables that I had left over from the week on there. I bake it at 400 degrees for just a couple minutes. They're so good and so easy to make. And you can kind of make whatever anybody wants. And you don't have to make a dough, which is really nice. I don't always want to take the time to make pizza dough. So those were really, really handy. And it's like a multi-dinner thing when you have the whole pack of the pita breads and you're not making something else with them. I did later in the week, so we didn't make them a ton. But those little pita pizzas were a really good dinner, really quick and easy, and we could be versatile with whatever toppings people wanted.
Knowing there is more in life that I want. Now I want to embrace life. You and I side by side, knowing there is more in life that I want. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to
we're gonna make one of my like breakfast or lunch meal preps. I did this later on in the week. Just one afternoon I had a window, and this one comes together really quickly. It's a protein egg bake, so it's got cottage cheese and a lot of eggs and some whole milk. I've made this before. I made it with my Hood to Coast video that I did. This one is really nice. It bakes up really quickly, and I just slice it into squares. And this time around, I did it with English muffins. Last time I did it with like gluten-free thins, but I couldn't find them. But the English muffins are really good with it. But this comes together, like I said, really quickly. You can tailor it to whatever you like to have with your eggs. I like to put spinach, tomatoes, red onion, and so that's what I did. But it's kind of dealer's choice with that, and you can make a lot of it, you can make a little of it. And I love an egg sandwich. It reheats really nicely. I just toasted my English muffin and you can layer it, because this one I make really thin, so you can have however much or however little you want. Threw it in the microwave, reheated it for a little bit. One thing I do to get the parchment paper, I crumple it up, especially when it's like all really liquidy like this, so that I don't end up like spilling it. It works really well. But once you get it all on there, you just put your vegetables, you bake it. I'll leave the recipe in the description box along with all the other recipes that I can. But I really like this one. It's really high protein if you're looking for something that has a lot of protein, and it's just delicious.
'Cause now you adore me, adore me. Go right now, adore me, adore me. Oh, so cruel. Oh, so
Like I said, this comes together really nicely. I just have a little provolone in there with some Dijon mustard, the reheated egg, and the English muffin. And this one's really good. Connor had one. He had like 4 of those egg slices in there. Delicious. But we're just checking in with our beans and our quinoa. Everything turned out great. I do not recommend just dumping what you have left of your bay leaves in. They were really hard to find. But the beans turned out amazing, and the quinoa was just perfect.
Okay, the fridge is done. The beans and the quinoa are done. As I was cleaning out the fridge, I pulled out the little bits of produce that I needed to use up for our salad jars. What we're going to do next is cut up all of the produce. I've already pre-done the kale, which I've done on the channel a lot of times. I can pin a video showing you how I do that down in the description box. But we're just gonna chop up our veggies really quick. I'm gonna put some of them in the jar, and then if there's anything left, I'll just put it in the fridge, and then the kids can eat them throughout the week as well. So that should be quick. I'm gonna use my produce chopper, which will make it go twice as fast.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope.
in addition to the egg sandwiches that I kind of switched off, sometimes I'd have them for breakfast, sometimes lunch, I also really love to have a good salad for lunch. And so I am doing the jar salads right now and I'm really liking it. And I opted to do a mix of kale and romaine lettuce this time around. The last few times I've had them, I've done all kale. And I also wanted to do chickpeas in there. Chickpeas are really great for digestion. And they just have a lot of great health benefits. And even though I had an astronomical amount of rotisserie chicken, I do like to have meatless options as well. And the chickpeas are just really good. I didn't add any dressing. I have a tzatziki feta dressing that I'd made from a meal the week before, and it was just way more dressing than I needed for the actual recipe. And so I also wanted to work that into this week. So that goes into play with the jar salads. I used that as my salad dressing, as well as we did chicken pita heroes. So that I could use up this dressing. That's why I planned it into the meal the way that I did, because I didn't want this to go to waste. It's really, really good, but because it has a lot of yogurt and feta, I wasn't totally sure how long it would keep mixed with all of the cucumber. So it played a heavy role in how I planned the meals, but everything turned out really good. The dressing was perfect for this salad, and I'll link the recipe. I think it's a half-baked harvest recipe, and her stuff's always really good. But here's the chicken hero. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's spelled like gyros, but that's not how you say it. We have a restaurant that we really like that makes these, but we can't always eat out. So this was our second choice, but also very, very delicious. I didn't even need to season the chicken. That dressing did plenty, but it was so good.
Okay, so we're gonna tackle the pantry. It's pretty cluttered, but it's mostly because it has a bunch of unsorted snacks that need to be put into their baskets. So hopefully this one won't take long. I feel like it looks a lot worse than it is. And when we're done with that, we're gonna make our magical, wonderful, delicious, I'm hoping, cookies. And then clean up the kitchen while those are baking, and then try them.
Well, having this pantry it's one of my favorite features of the house. When we were building it, originally the powder bath was a full bath, but we removed the tub and shower and everything and extended the pantry. It's directly behind the powder bath, and I do not regret it, except for when everybody needs a bath at the same time. That is slightly inconvenient, but otherwise, I'm really grateful that we had the means to have a house with a pantry and keep it stocked. It is not lost on me that that is not the case for everyone. And keeping it well stocked is something that I'm really grateful that we can do. My kids are able to have a lot of healthy options. We lean really heavily into produce. I did not grow up with a lot of money, but my mom always made sure that we had lots of produce. She did not buy a lot of like processed foods or anything. She really instilled making sure that you have healthy options. And my dad actually was the one that would make dinner at night. My mom worked swing shift at the hospital, and he always made sure that there was a vegetable side. So it's just ingrained in me that you have to have fresh things with your meals. So I keep lots of snacks. We're grazers in the house, but part of the rules are you need to make sure that you have something fresh as well, paired with your meals and with your snacks, just to keep things in balance, because it's so important to make sure that you're getting all of those micronutrients. And I also make sure I include the kids. Connor does a lot. He'll often restock things for me, but he also works full time. He works long hours for his job. He works really hard, and the kids also need to learn to contribute. So they offered to help with the snacks, I think because they wanted them, but they came and helped. And it was just the sweetest thing, and it made it go so much faster.
I've done it before.
Make them all plate the same way.
There's been a granola bar avalanche. Forecast today is a granola bar avalanche.
Well, with my kids in mind, I wanted to show you the school lunch strombolis that I made for the freezer. It's just whatever pizza dough you like. I was going to buy the pre-made pizza dough from the store to make it easier, but I accidentally bought pie crust. So I threw together just one of my quick pizza dough. It's just self-rising flour and Greek yogurt. And you just roll it out, cut it into strips, and then it's a Hot Pocket. I mean, I shouldn't beat around the bush. It's not technically a stromboli because it's not rolled. It's a Hot Pocket, but it's based off of the flavors of a stromboli that I make for dinners that Callum really likes. And they're really easy to make. I could make these in my sleep at this point. It's a little fiddly to get the sides pinched, but this dough also is a little harder to work with than some of the other pizza doughs that I've used. So it's dealer's choice, definitely for your fillings and your dough and however else you want to make it. I will link the recipe in the description box, but Callum, who was talking about granola bar avalanches, he is my kid that really likes to pack his own lunch for school, and he really loves taking these. I just make them ahead of time, I have them in the freezer, and then they will be thawed by lunchtime. And he is able to just pack his whole lunch with everything in there. He always makes sure he has a fruit and a vegetable. He's got his main, which at this point will be the strombolis, and then he usually puts a little treat in there. But it's really easy to make ahead. Callum tried these. He said they were delicious, and they freeze up really, really well. So it's definitely one of our go-to lunch things. My kids are not sandwich kids, so having those options helps to make sure that they have a good rounded out lunch. But I'm just going to finish up the pantry. We have a couple other things to make, but everything is coming together really nicely. We've got to clean up the kitchen. I've got a few more meals to show you, but we are almost done, and it's almost time for those cookies.
No, I'm gonna fight for you. Nothing else that I can do. You make me feel so damn good. You take me to the stars and the moon.
The pantry is all cleaned up and organized again. One thing I was doing while I was making everything was making sure that I was loading the dishwasher and washing things once I finished with them to make everything go a lot faster so I didn't have just like a mountain of dishes. So I'm getting the dishwasher started, and we're going to pack up our quinoa and our black beans. These are one that Connor especially will put in his lunches. So that's part of the reason why I made so much. For dinners, we use them to make chicken tacos with the rotisserie chicken. And to flavor it, I just use salsa and some cheese and cilantro. I didn't cook the chicken up or anything with any extra seasonings, but you could definitely do that if you wanted to. But we kept it really simple and plain. This stuff keeps in the fridge really well, and this won't last long, especially this is one side that Connor really loves to pack.
Funny are the times we've had. Always made me feel.
Okay, how hard can it be, right? I've got my oven preheating to 350, which is like your typical baking temperature. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make my favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe that's lived in my brain for 15 years. I'm gonna make that. And then I'm gonna cut some of these, not all of them. We don't wanna overcommit. I'm gonna cut them in half, and I'm gonna stick cookie dough in it, fold it, and then bake it. And we'll start at like 10 minutes. I bet you anything, I could find a recipe, but I'm just gonna make it up.
Kind of blue.
Okay.
I know.
Woo!
Oh, it feels so good from a distance. I don't talk and you'll never listen. Trust me, it's as hard for me to.
Well, with all my talk about vegetables and healthy eating, these are health for my soul. I love to have a treat. My kids love to help. You've got Alice there helping out. She was a very good cookie dough scooper, and she also made sure that it tasted delicious, which was very important. But I am a big advocate for just having balance, not being afraid of having sweets. It's just making sure that that's not the main thing that you eat all the time. These were really fun to make. It was fun to experiment, to show Alice that, we don't always have to have everything to the T. Sometimes it's fun to just try something out and see what happens. And she had a lot of fun making these with me, and they, no joke, they turned out really, really good.
Maybe it's a matter of time. Maybe it's a matter of time. Maybe it's a matter of time.
Okay, our experiment is in the oven. I have a bunch of cookie dough left, but I'm just gonna make some cookies later, throw them in the freezer. We have enough sweets right now. I've been cleaning up as I've been doing everything, so all I'm gonna do real quick is put away the clean dishes that I already cleaned. I've got just a few little things here to wash up, and then wipe the counters off and clean the floors, and then we're done and we can try the cookie. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited.
It was years ago, but how can I forget? We were 16 up all night. Love and heartbreak was our life. We got drunk and smoked your dad's cigarettes. Dreamt of a life in a big town, skyscrapers and neon lights. Ooh, I still think of you. I still dream of you. But if you hold me close, I won't let go again. We have time to grow. This wasn't a mistake, and we can grow old if you love me again, my friend. This time is different, so please do not let me go. Please do not let me go. It was years ago, but I still see your face. Freckles on your cheeks, how you talked in your sleep. We had plans and I was your biggest dream, yeah. Then I didn't call for weeks. Thought the love wasn't for me, no. I still think of you.
Our cookies are cooling and there's just a little bit left to do to tidy up. I do not do meal preps every single week. It is something that I usually do more during the school year because things get really, really hectic with all of the activities. Over the summer, things get a little bit more lax, but it is nice to start getting back in the swing of things, get back in the habit of planning meals out properly, making sure that I have lunches to eat. I find lunch inconvenient a lot of the times. I will forget or I have to push it off because there's other things going on. So making sure that I have something that I can just grab and eat is really beneficial for me. And having the salads and the chicken and everything makes it that much easier. Taking the time to meal prep for my family, but also making sure that I'm taking care of myself because I feel like, especially as a really busy mom, 3 kids, it's something that can definitely be left to the last, like the bottom of the list. So, when mom is feeling good, when mom is healthy and taken care of, it is a lot easier to make sure that everybody else's needs are met. And I definitely feel that on the bad weeks, and I'm definitely very grateful when I take the time to take care of this stuff on the good weeks. But we are almost done here cleaning up. We're gonna try those cookies. I am so excited, but first we need to clean these floors off. They are disgusting.
You know it still hurts a little bit, but not that much. 'Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge? I've been thinking about you all the time, but that's alright. I'm starting to get used to it, think I'll survive. I met you in the summer, you left, it was cold. Said we loved one another, guess that we were wrong. I met you in the summer, our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you so long. I met you in the
Well, my friends, we are to the end. This was a big one. We did a lot, but it was broken up throughout the week a little bit, and dinners were really, really simple. So we were able to make a lot of food, but it did not take up a lot of time, which was part of the plan and definitely paid off. We have been crazy busy coming into the new school year, and it was really nice to not have to deal with a lot of involved dinners. These cookies are amazing. Let me know if you try them. I so hope that you are doing well. Make sure you're subscribed to continue to hang out with me. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hello everyone, it's me, Rhea Peterson. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are spending the day in the kitchen. I need to clean out my refrigerator, completely refresh my pantry. It has just become a dumping ground. And then I might have a little bit of meal prep that I do depending on what I find that is available. So that's the plan for today, getting the kitchen refreshed and recovered from me just kind of almost pretending like it doesn't exist for the last week. Just as a reminder, I am currently doing a giveaway and I will announce the winner on March 17th. There are more details in the description box and in my pinned comment for that. Basically, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like and comment on this video or any video I put out between February 10th and March 17th, and you are entered into a drawing to win $100 cash, which I am very excited about. I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. I hope you will subscribe. I hope you all stick around. Let's get started. Okay, so I think I want to start in the pantry. I'm going to be making my grocery list as I go. So I don't have any grocery hauls or anything coming today. I just kind of want to basically regroup with everything that's going on in the fridge and the pantry. So I'm going to pull out anything that I have that I can restock into containers and just kind of be actively making a list of things that we're low on. And that way I can like plan my meals for the week more easily. I'm starting to like lose stuff in the fridge and the pantry. And don't even get me started on the freezer. The freezer's for another day. But this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get started in the pantry, get that all cleaned up, and then move on to the refrigerator. I have like a whole chicken from Costco in there that I need to pull apart. I wanna make some chicken salad for lunch meal preps. And I can see it from here. I have a muffin mix that I want to make too for like a breakfast one. So I think I'll do that with you guys today too, if you don't mind. It'll be fast, but it's been a while since I've shared a meal prep as well. So we're just gonna get all things kitchen done today.
wide awake is the way that you left me, side by side in your car in the backseat. Wide awake is the way that you left me. Oh, now it's clear we are here back at your house, and I keep fading into the background. I'm wide awake now, you keep missing out for sure. Take down your walls and let me
I know I have some restock things in here. I need to pull out anything that's just really stale that we're not gonna finish because it's stale. And then just restock. I might be out of Oreos. This is tragic.
Take down your walls and let me, yeah, brick by brick, now let me.
I can't tell what's wrong or right. Should I go without saying goodbye? All I know is I need to be somewhere else to set me free. I don't know what to do now. Need to figure it out, but I don't know how.
I am officially out of Oreos. How did it get to this? Also, Costco should really get the gluten-free ones in bulk. Okay, so I've sorted through all of these. This is refill stuff. Those are so stale. I did find like random, I'll pack snack bags for the kids, like when we go somewhere. I don't know how old these are. They're probably fine. I do need, the goldfish might be crushed, but food's food. Yeah, we have until October to eat these apple sauces. So I will just redistribute these few things. We're gonna fill our list in.
Where the sun won't go away. Wide awake with an open mind, looking out from a mountain high. I don't know what to do now. Need to figure it out, but I don't know how. I hope the wind will carry me.
Connor and I share the grocery list note so that we both can add to it, and Connor started putting emojis on everything, which was really fun. So I decided I needed to do it too. So our grocery list is always very colorful. But I'm just gonna get all of the dry goods refilled now. I needed to refill the pancake mix and the flour, and I have found that I can fit way more in these containers if I kind of hit the sides a bunch and work out all the air. I used to think I could only fit like one package in, but you can fit almost 3 whole packages of the Kodiak cake mix into this container. But you gotta want it. You've gotta hit the sides a lot to work out all of the air, and the same thing with the flour. But I'm able to store way more in the containers when I do this. It does take a little bit of time, and sometimes your hands are a little tender after.
Long time gone, turning heads left, right. So damn done, taking this back bite. No, you can't cover this up, you're already stuck. Oh, before long, you're gonna get so tired, you gotta get out.
this is the last snack that I need to refill. The only thing I added to the list that we would need was goldfish, because Hugo takes a pack of goldfish for his snack at school every day. But everything else, we just have so many snacks, and I've been wanting to kind of pare down the variety. So we are kind of on a snacks freeze in the house for the near future, just to see what is actually popular. Oh, and applesauce. But if you know my family, you know applesauce is probably the only thing keeping Alice alive. So we do always have to keep the applesauce in stock. But I'm just gonna get everything wiped down. I got rid of just a few things. I only had to throw away just a few stale things. Other than that, everything was still good. So I am just planning, how do I incorporate some of these things into meals, like the crackers and everything. And I've already been able to do that, which is nice. We've been able to thin things out. I am going to just get these shelves all wiped off and get everything put away. And then there's just a few other areas that need to be just decluttered here in the pantry, and we're good to go.
Hey, I'm looking for a couch to crash on. Tonight shouldn't be the night I go home with anyone. I've been out walking on the rougher patch now, but I must say, living on the edge of things has been kind of fun.
Oh no! I went to push the air out of this and it was really open.
Well, I am still finding that my whole pantry is really functional. I did do a whole video on reorganizing my pantry. It was a nightmare for a long time. So I got the containers, everything, and it has been so amazing to just have everything in a spot. There's a few things that I've moved around over time, but that's just kind of how things go. Things change with what you have and you figure out what works better. But for the most part, I haven't really moved anything, and everything's still been really, really functional. So I've been so happy with how it turned out. There are usually a couple of things where I'm just what do I do with this? All of the pudding and Jell-O, Connor got really, really sick and he was having a hard time eating regular food. So I had to get a lot of soft things, and I bought a bunch of puddings and Jell-Os because we weren't really sure how long it was going to take for him to get better, but he recovered a lot faster. So now we have all this pudding and Jell-O. The kids have been very excited about it. They've been having the pudding cups more, and it was just kind of a random thing that we never have in the house. So I didn't really have a spot for it, but I'll figure it out here and you'll see. But I'm just gonna get everything else put in here. We'll figure out what to do with the pudding and continue to clean up the pantry.
Here's to the good days,
Pudding right now.
here's to the sorrows. This is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter.
Do you struggle with what to do with your kids' Valentine's boxes? I'm always wary. I don't want to hurt their feelings, but they get in the way. This is Hugo's. He made a chest. That's what he wanted for his. It was so fun. Connor helped him make it, and I put lights in it, but the batteries were already dead. Otherwise, I would have shown you. These are my favorite chocolate bars. They're Connor's too. He's the one that originally found them. They're Tony Chocolonely's. They are delicious. They're a little pricey, but for a splurge every once in a while, they're really fun. My friends had got me that little sampler pack for my birthday because I just recently had one, and they were very sweet. They remembered that was a big one in the house. So I have those now. They're delicious. I can't think of a flavor I don't like. They have something for everyone. Unless you don't like chocolate, then that's not for you. But here is the pantry all tidied up. Everything is organized again. I don't have a bunch of boxes on the floor. It is so nice to have it all cleaned up, but I'm just gonna get everything vacuumed out, put back together, and then we are going to move on to our next task, which I'm pretty sure is making muffins.
Cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye. It's for the best that you know.
Okay, I bought these and I haven't made them yet. but I was very intrigued by them. They've got 14 grams of protein for 2 muffins, which is pretty good. I mean, make a pretty good part of your breakfast for sure. So I'm hoping they're good, because when I think PB2, I think peanut butter, and now I'm thinking, are these apple cinnamon peanut butter muffins, or is it just a muffin mix? It says contains peanuts. Is it gonna taste like peanut butter and apple cinnamon? I have so many questions. I bought these, they were on closeout, which might be a good indicator that maybe they're terrible, but they were crazy cheap and I wanted to try them. So I'm gonna just throw one of these together real quick while the oven preheats, and then we'll clean out the refrigerator and continue on the kitchen refresh. I hope these are good.
As you can see in the corner of the screen, I am Marco Poloing. It's with Trisha Miller. She has her own channel. She's legitimately my best friend in real life. And I needed her through this because I was so skeptical about these muffins. So she's my emotional support all day, every day. And you know what? She was very supportive over this.
I don't know. And basically it's just peanut butter. It smells like peanut butter. I think there was a reason why these were on closeout.
My assistant Alice came in to also provide support. She did a very good job putting all of the muffin cups in there, and we're just gonna get everything scooped out. I was very, very skeptical about these muffins, but I will tell you now, they were delicious. They did taste like peanut butter and apple cinnamon, but like in a good way, which I didn't think I would like, but here we are. They're delicious. I absolutely love them and would recommend.
It is not bad at all, but I still want to wipe all the shelves off because there is like sticky stuff all over it, but there's nothing gross, I don't think. I guess I haven't taken everything out yet. There's still time. Ugh. Oh, what is that? That's really old. I found the gross thing. Old noodle soup. One thing I always forget when I'm cleaning anything is to start from the top down when it comes to like crumbs and stuff. And I'll go through all the trouble of getting all the bottom shelves pristine. And then I'll just get crumbs all over it because they still have the top shelf to do. So, not today though, not this time. Smart Ria's here. Smart Ria's here. So it'll be better. It'll be better. Excited to make chicken salad? I love chicken salad. But like good chicken salad. There is gross chicken salad in my opinion, but I don't want to offend anybody, so I'm not going to go into any further detail. You imagine what you think gross chicken salad is, and then you can just imagine that that's what I mean. Until you see my chicken salad. And if you don't like it, just keep your opinion to yourself.
I recognize I already had the chicken out when I was making the muffins because I was gonna pull them apart, like pull the chicken apart really quick. But then I just decided to only focus on the muffins because I do have ADHD and you know, it's risky to try to do too many things at once sometimes for me. And then Alice needed me, so I put it back in the fridge. But here we are. We're back to the chicken again, which is a weird thing, but that would be something that I would notice and I would have so many questions if it wasn't explained. So I'm going to explain it to you. But as I've been going, I've just been putting things back in. I decided to pull out some containers to put these sodas in. We don't have soda in the house all of the time, but I do keep some storage containers around just in case I need it for stuff like this. So I figured this was better than trying to put it in the door. It made more room to keep other things in there. And I have been adding to the grocery list, but honestly, we haven't really needed that much, which is nice. Like this has been a really good thing for me to do, just to kind of regroup, figure out what I have. Things get lost. I'm very much an out of sight, out of mind person. So I try to do this pretty frequently. Otherwise, I end up buying things in multiples that we just didn't need. So this was really, really helpful in making my grocery list and planning meals because we did not really need much from the grocery store at all coming into the new month.
Gets the better version of you. I need the bitter truth. I need the better version of you. I need the better version of you. I need the better you. You talk about faith. Is it just something you say? Or is it the same? With that girl you texting when I look away. 'Cause in the echo of your silence, I only hear what's best for me. Yeah, in the echo.
Okay, so while I was cleaning out the fridge, I was pulling out some of the things I would need for chicken salad. Connor brought this whole rotisserie chicken home like 3 days ago, and I regret not pulling all of the meat off while it was still hot. So this is gonna be a challenge, but I'm gonna save the carcass and make some bone broth another day. So I'm just gonna throw it in the freezer. So it'll be fine if there's some meat left. But I'm going to pull this apart and then just chop up some vegetables. I just pulled out random stuff. Oh, I need to get the grapes and an apple. But I'm gonna do grapes and apple in it, but I'm also doing cucumber, and I have this half a red onion that I could use. Sorry, Alice is playing with some letters, some wooden letters, and they're kind of clanking around. And then I have celery right here. And I like to add cottage cheese to mine, and I'll make like a dressing for it. Yeah. I'm just kind of winging it because it's my chicken salad and I can do whatever I want. So I'm just gonna chop everything up, mix it all together, get it in the fridge, and we're just gonna clean up the kitchen real quick and call it a day. I will have cleaned my pantry, made muffins, cleaned the fridge out, made chicken salad, and cleaned up the rest of the kitchen. That is a lot of kitchen-y things done, so doing awesome. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's that time of year when it's really extra gloomy, and I get hit with seasonal depression. I was not this motivated yesterday. Yesterday, I sat on my closet floor for a number of hours. Just laid down in there, did nothing. So I had that day, and now I'm having this day.
Don't wanna wake up without you, baby, without. I wouldn't know what to. Baby, without you, I wouldn't know what to. Oh, you know, I wouldn't know what to do.
This chopper saves so much time. I absolutely love it. That is everything in there. It's a choose your own adventure chicken salad. I just have stuff laying around. I mix it all together. I like the cottage cheese because it adds a little bit more protein and texture to it. The Dijon adds a nice depth of flavor. I didn't have any lemon, so I opted to just use red wine vinegar for acidity, and it turned out really, really good. My great grandpa, we called him Poppy, he loved pepper, and his whole thing was once you think you've added enough pepper, add more. So that is what I did. You're welcome, Poppy. And then I didn't have fresh parsley, so I added in the plain. I don't know if it does anything for the flavor, but it sure adds some nice color to it. So that's why I add it. But this is really easy to throw together. If you like it really wet, add more. If not, add less. If you don't like chicken salad, don't make it. I will leave the recipe in the description box below because it is really good.
I wouldn't know what to. Baby, without you, I wouldn't know what to.
to the bathroom.
Do your kids get excited about oral hygiene?
What?
Do you like flossing and brushing your teeth?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. You got me wrapped around your finger. Tell me what you wanna do.
Okay, so chicken salad is done and in the refrigerator. So all I have left to do is wash up what few dishes I have, wipe down the counters and clean the floor, and then we're done.
Baby, without I wouldn't know what to. Baby, without.
That is the fridge done. It feels so good to have everything organized again and like know what is in there. For the muffins, I packed those up for breakfasts, and then the chicken salad was mostly for lunch, but we actually ate it for dinner that night as well and used a lot of the crackers that I'd had in the pantry just to kind of pare things down a little bit. So it definitely worked out. A few things I wanted to get done in the kitchen before we call it a day is just like scrubbing out the sink. I haven't done that in a while. I have these dishes I need to get washed up first, and then just wiping down the counters and everything. I hope that you're doing well. Leave a comment. What are you working on? Are you relaxing today? How are you doing? I absolutely love hearing from you. If you need some encouragement, you're awesome and amazing. Oh, can you see Harley in the background there rolling around in the grass? Oh, she brightens my day. She makes any day better. She's the best dog in the whole world. Unless you have a dog or another pet, then they're probably the best in the whole world. But I'm a little biased towards Harley.
Bills right now, but you gotta work real hard. I know you want it to be easy, so let your guard down. And I said, something knocked you out. You felt your limitations and filled your mind with doubt. You wanna stay chill right now and don't let your eyes off the prize. I know you want it to be easy, so let your guard down. And I said, see it in your mind, trust that, have what it takes inside, 'cause you can make it too.
I want to get my diffuser going. I just got a new order from Plant Therapy. I usually get new oils probably quarterly, I would think. And I got this deodorizing one and it smells really good. I was a little skeptical just once I got it and smelled it, because you know how sometimes it smells different before it's diluted a little bit, but this one actually was really nice and it did do a good job deodorizing my kitchen. So there you go. I'll link it. I love Plant Therapy. It's really affordable and they have some really fun blends. So I kind of alternate. I will warm candles. I don't burn them very often, but for the most part, I love using oil diffusers in my house. I have a hard time with fragrance, so they are just really, really nice to have around, and my house always smells really good. I am going to vacuum up this rug, and we're going to Tinko the floor because I'm obsessed with it, and then we're done for the day.
Aren't you tired of the drama? You use your words like they are knives. I don't need that type of drama and trying to be tough all the damn time. You
Well, my friends, that is everything that I have for you. Another productive day. I hope that yours is productive as well, or relaxing, whatever you need. Sometimes relaxing is productive, but thank you so much for your time. I so appreciate. Don't forget to check the details about my giveaway. If you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe and hang out with me. I am so thankful for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.